Hello everyone, welcome back to another mod showcase in Minecraft. This is the first one of these I've done in what seems like quite a while. It's actually about 5 or 6 months. I don't really know where this sudden spark of motivation came really to make another video, but here we are I guess. We'll see how long this lasts for. I do want to start creating some more videos every now and then, but with the release of Minecraft 1.19 there are a lot more mods available now, and I just wanted to kind of dive in and see what I've missed over the past few months. So the one we're checking out today is quite a small one, but it's a really interesting one I think. It's quite a niche mod. It's not really been covered too much. It's called Villager Artifacts, and basically this mod adds in a lot of new tools and mechanics to do with villagers that can help you just with them generally, and you can also cause them a bit of havoc as well if you're just really not having a good time with them. So it's quite funny. There's quite a lot of interesting features in this mod to go over, so without any further ado, let's just dive straight on into it. So first of all, before we do start this mod review, I just want to throw up a quick disclaimer. If you do find yourself enjoying this, please do feel free to subscribe and like the video. I know I haven't been uploading that consistently lately, but I'd like to start doing that more often now, if I can, when I can find the time. And also, we just passed 1,000 subscribers somewhat recently, somehow. I don't know how that happened, but we got there, so that's quite interesting. And also to do with the mod, before we get started with the actual general showcase, which is just behind me, there are 3 recipes here that you will need to know for the majority of the review, as quite a lot of future recipes use these items, and there are also 2 recipes that I don't know, or I don't know how to get these items. Just Enough Items doesn't have them. I've checked videos, links, Discord. I can't find a way to get these 2 items. As I said, this is quite a small mod. It's quite niche. There's not really much on it, which is why I wanted to do something on it. But yeah, just so you know, I'm not quite sure how to get these 2 items. If anyone does know though, do be sure to let me know, because I would like to know for myself as well. But anyway, let's get on with it. So the first item we have here is called the Rough Emerald Shard, and we can get this in a stone cutter by placing 1 emerald into that crafting station, and we'll get 10 in return. This on its own does have a unique use, which we'll get to later on, but it is a key ingredient in some future recipes. Next up, we have the Trading Contract. Again, this also has a unique use, and it can be crafted like so, just in the crafting table. Again, it's a very simple recipe, it's nothing too complicated. It goes for this one as well. This is the Infernal Shard. Once again has a unique use, and you can see the crafting recipe as shown. It does use the Rough Emerald Shards, which we've just been over, but other than that, it's a fairly simple recipe. Okay, and now on to the main review. These are all the key items that are being introduced into this mod. As I said, it's quite a small mod, there's nothing too much to go over, but it is interesting what they do have here. So without further ado, the first item we have is the Golem Steel Brazier. And this is going to cause villagers and guards, which we'll get onto later, to become attracted to it, just like food and animals. So this is really useful. You can see the crafting recipe here. If we take this up to a villager, or like a group of villagers, for example, and just go and find a few. I think there was a few over here, just in this cage. If we just break this open just now, and we hold this up, we can actually see that all the villagers in the area will become attracted to this item that we're holding, and we can sort of treat them like animals. That sounds really bad, but you see what I mean, how they follow you around. This is going to make building trading halls significantly easier, because traditionally in vanilla Minecraft you'd have to use boats and minecarts and all that, but now you can just hold this item and they will follow you all over the place, and it just makes life so much easier. So a great item, a great addition, and I'd love to see it in vanilla. Secondly, we have the Oblivion Stone, and what this is going to do is upgrade the defense and AI of the Iron Golem. It's crafted like so, fairly simple recipe. We'll get onto what this is later on, but once we grab one of these, we will see that once we right click on an Iron Golem, it will change it into a friendly Iron Golem. This is going to slightly boost their health and stats, but it will also ensure that they will not become aggressive towards the player at all. So if you accidentally smack a villager, they will not murder you on sight anymore, which is very useful. I've lost a lot of hardcore runs when I'm building iron farms due to Iron Golems going crazy, so it's great to see that these guys will be entirely passive towards the player. Thirdly, we have, as previously discussed, the Rough Emerald Shard, and what this is going to do is allow us to restock the trades of a villager. So it's crafted with 1 emerald as shown in a stone cutter, as we mentioned earlier. When we look in a villager's inventory, as we can see, this guy has sold out of his carrot trade. We're now no longer able to trade carrots for emeralds. But if we right-click the villager with this rough emerald shard, we'll see that that does indeed become available to us again at an increased price, which is the trade-off. But other than that, you know, that's super good for being able to trade for mending books, etc. Or if just anything really runs out of stock, you can just quickly bring it back into stock without having to wait with this new item. So that is a great addition to the game. Next up we have the Icker of Virtue. Now sadly this is one of the items that I don't yet know how to acquire. As I said, I've looked everywhere and I just can't seem to find it. If you do know though, be sure to let me know in the comments below. But what this is going to do is bribe villagers to forget crimes, and it's going to increase our reputation. So whenever you commit a crime like killing an iron golem or hitting a villager or killing a child, the actual reputation system decreases and villagers will increase their prices. I don't know where he's come from, but he's decided to join his friend there. So if we want to increase our reputation, we can right-click the villager in question with this Icker of Virtue, and you'll see that in the bottom left there, the reputation will become increased. And that is very useful for being able to unlock new trades and keeping our villagers happy, and making sure they forget whenever they are assaulted by us for whatever reason, and you can make sure that you get your fair trades at not ridiculous prices. On from that we have the Scroll of Hubris, and this is going to dispel villagers from their profession. Now, when you trade with a villager, they become locked in that profession. They will no longer be able to acquire a different profession, which can sometimes be annoying. But if we right-click this villager, which is the one we traded with earlier, that will actually take away their profession and allow them to take up a new slot. So this is useful for if you have a villager that you've already traded with, but you no longer want them to be that profession. You can use this item on them and they will be back to a brown coat villager with no trouble at all. On from the scroll we have the trading contract, crafted like so. And this is actually going to be useful for wandering traders. So if we come over to a wandering trader and right click it onto this man, we will see that he'll be actually turned into a brown coat villager. So this is super useful for acquiring villagers to begin with. If you can't find a village but you're getting lots of traders, you can simply use these items on them to obtain yourself some normal villagers. So it does give the wandering trader an actual use other than to be killed and for leads, which is good to see from the creator of this mod. On from that we have the Infernal shard, which can be crafted like so. We talked about that earlier as well. And what this is going to do is turn villagers into witches and pillagers into evokers. Not too sure why you would want to use this, unless you just wanted to farm a ton of totems, as in just start a raid and just spam these all over the pillagers. But you can use it by just right clicking on a villager or a pillager and it will turn them into the mob that they are associated with. So for example, villagers into witches and pillagers into evokers. Next we have the Cursed Pillager amulet, crafted like so, and this is one of the items that sadly I don't know how to get, so you're going to have to take my word on it for this one. But what this is going to do is turn these pillagers, or hostile villager enemies like evokers and illagers and all that sort, into town guards. So we right click the pillager with this item here, and this will turn them into a passive enemy that will attack, it'll essentially behave like an iron golem, so it's going to attack zombies, it'll attack other pillagers, etc. So pretty cool to see that we can have another natural defense system for our villagers, aside from the iron golems that we already have in vanilla. Next we have Grimoire of the Lost Merchants Guild. Quite a strange name there, but the crafting recipe is shown here. And this is going to manually advance the level of your villagers. So for example, here we have a farmer, which is a novice, which is the first level. And if we just right click the farmer with this item, you'll see that his level actually accelerates up quite quickly. You can just keep doing this, provided you have enough books, obviously. And you can get your villagers up to the max level as pretty easily and efficiently. Bearing in mind they will temporarily increase their prices. Again, that is just the trade-off, so it's not too cheesy. But again, that is a really useful feature actually for quickly leveling up your villagers and checking out what trades they have in the future. Next we have the Llama Liberation Key, crafted like so using the trading contact from earlier. This is a safe way to obtain leads and basically separate llamas, wandering trader llamas that is, from their wandering traders, because usually when you try to do that it involves killing them and they spit at you and it's horrible. But if we just right click the key on this llama, we'll see that we get our lead back, and we also liberate him from his duty to his wandering trader, and he becomes a free llama. So would you look at that? That is very wholesome. So yeah, that's a cool addition actually. I quite like that. And from there on, you can decorate this llama as you see fit with your own carpets and whatnot. Second to last, we have the Cursed War Emblem, which is crafted like so. And what this is going to do is spawn in some hostile pillagers to attack your villagers. Well, if you really want them to be attacked. As I said, there are ways to cause a bit of havoc for your villagers. So if we just right click this on any block, we'll see he's actually in the barrier block, but never mind. It will spawn a few of these hostile pillagers. Bearing in mind they haven't got crossbows, but they will run up to villagers and attack them. And it can be quite good to put them up against the town guard as he's just hopped out of his little cage. That's a pretty good demonstration there actually, well done, of how those guys attack. And looks like he's found another one, but he's not going to be able to get to him. Or he will, he can attack through the gap in here. But yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. You can kind of set up little battles with your guards and test out your defense systems. So yeah, that's really cool. Lastly, we have the Lost Plague Remedy, and this is basically a cheaper way to cure zombie villagers. So instead of finding an igloo and getting a golden apple and a potion of weakness, we can just right click this vial onto a zombie villager, and as you can see, it will begin the process of turning them into a normal villager. So yeah, sadly I am unable to find how to obtain this item because it is one of the ones that I've tried to find and I'm just not able to, but it is quite an interesting one, and you are able to transform villagers, zombie villagers, far easier into normal villagers. This is great for, once again, your trading halls. If you want to get discounted trades, you can just do this instead of setting up the whole fiasco of getting a zombie and turning them and all that jazz. But yeah, it's so much easier, really. That's a really nice little, almost like a quality of life feature, honestly. And as I said, guys, relatively small mod. I just want to start with something light as I get back into the swing of things. But I do hope you enjoyed this one. It was quite nice to play around with, and a lot of really interesting features. One of which I really wish was in the base game. It was the this one here, the one that attracts villagers like food and animals. But apart from that, that is all for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. As I said, if you did find yourself enjoying today's video, please do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know of any suggestions of mods you want me to check out in the comments below, and as always, I hope you all have a great day.